Hello. Hi. Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? It's about 9 p.m. here in Manitoba, Canada, Monday, November the 4th. And my trees finally got cleared outside. It started to snow a lot as well last night. And here where I live in this beautiful cabin, it looks like a winter wonderland outside here already. So I thought it'd be appropriate to maybe put up my Christmas tree this upcoming weekend, or in a few days, a little bit after that. Thought it'd be appropriate to maybe play a little bit of Christmas music to get into the spirit of the holiday season as well. So I hope you guys have had a fantastic weekend. There wasn't too much volatility, and I don't think that you've missed too much. Though I do think that in the month of November and December, we're going to have a very, very bullish month. And I think that there's going to be a lot to look forward to with lots of volatility. And I think we can expect a lot of profits to be potentially made as well. So let's get into this technical analysis. But before we do, I would like to make some observations here for Litecoin, specifically on the 4-hour chart. Litecoin to me has always been known as the leading indicator coin for Bitcoin for the majority of the times. And what that basically means is that when a coin could be a leading indicator, for example, you might look at Litecoin just to see what type of movement it does first, and then Bitcoin could react to the same type of movement as Litecoin. So when you're looking at Litecoin, if it spikes up first, a lot of the times Bitcoin may do the exact same thing, and there's been many coins like that in the past before. For example, XRP was for a while as well. So when I look at Litecoin, I just want to do a quick Elliott wave analysis on it that won't take more than a few minutes at most. So this is how I'm viewing it right now: a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 with a very truncated fifth wave up there. This is the A, B, and the C going to the upside with an ending fifth wave diagonal of some sort. Ending, bam, right there with a 4-hour hammered candle where Litecoin ended up supporting above 57.67, and then it finally broke to the upside. Okay, finally broke to the upside. It looks actually a lot better on, for example, a 2-hour chart or perhaps a 3-hour chart. Okay, so that's a lot nicer, isn't it? Like just seeing it like that, where we're seeing specific touches, and then breaks to the upside. Therefore, I'm viewing this right now as my first wave. Okay, up there somewhere. ABC to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, perhaps a 5. And I think we actually have some ways to go still. Okay? What that means is that if Litecoin ended up doing something like that already, then there's a high chance that Bitcoin could be following suit as well. So we notice that Bitcoin right now is actually making a break for it already. It's trying to break above the 9400 region. And this is a very strong contending resistance right now. Every time we get to this specific region where I'm sorry, you know what, for a moment there I completely got preoccupied. I was thinking about my weekend. Sorry about that. Okay, sometimes I tend to do that. If you take a look right here was a region where clearly there was resistance, right? And now we're breaking above it. So right around here, around 9400, and that's a very strong number. We had a lot of issues breaking it at first around here, and then once we finally did it, we just shot past it all the way to 9700 roughly, actually 9650. So now we're definitely going to stay above 94, I believe, and I think that we're going to make a huge run right now, guys, to challenge up to 9800. That's my personal opinion. And I think that as well, if we take a look at this could be making some sort of, it wasn't a descending triangle, right? We thought that it was going to break to the downside, but we saw that this specific region, it held with so much clarity. And in my opinion now, okay, I paused it for a minute there just to gather my thoughts. This is going to be not the longest technical analysis video. I would just want to give you my thoughts for the night. So in my opinion, guys, we're going to be challenging this right here. This is a major resistance zone. This is on the daily chart, just so you know. Okay, now what ended up happening, just as an example, is this. If we take it from the top, the all-time high, to the low of the retracement, what we find is this. We find that it retraced to roughly the golden ratio. Now, let me recite for those that are unsure with this logic of mine. So when we're counting a wave to the upside, okay, when we're counting a wave to the upside, it will retrace. You would love to buy at the golden ratio. The golden ratio is a zone that's between, or the golden pocket rather, is a zone between the golden ratio at 61.8 or 618 and 650. Okay, so you get to this zone, that's a pretty good place to be interested in it, just because of the way the golden ratio is found everywhere in the universe. It's a magical set of sequence of numbers or ratios, and it's a beautiful thing. So a lot of people will want to accumulate here. It's really high probability of it succeeding over time, generally speaking. And then in a bear market, that's in a bull market, by the way. In a bear market, you would be curious about it as well, or interested in shorting it, roughly right there, on the downside. Fair to say? Absolutely it is. Now that we got this logic down, or this theory, okay, and we've also confirmed that when it came down and found support around the 3K regions, 35-ish, we went to the upside, and then we take the Fibonacci retracement from up here to there, we see it hits right around the golden ratio zone, right? So now, if we do this, we see that here as well, that's one confirmation. Check this out as well. If we now take just this particular wave now, right? We've confirmed this section right here to have retraced 618, right? Now we're looking at this specific section right here. Okay? So this section right there. Or sorry, right here. What we're seeing is that it actually retraced right near this golden ratio section. Right? 618. We're seeing that right there. So now, using that same set of logic, where on every one so far, since December the 17th, okay, 618 retracement up there, 618 retracement down there. Now, for this specific section right here, if we did it by the same logic, we would see this as well. That 618 should be a logical number as a target. Therefore, if this breaks right here, this is going to be my region of high interest to go long. Right around that. I'm not that interested quite yet because I'm a risk taker, but with a very controlled risk. Now, someone asked me on Twitter, am I still trading? Heck yeah, I'm still trading, guys. Same amount almost as on average. I just don't like to tweet about it for safety reasons. Not only that, they weren't really the most well received before, and it's more so I'm more so maturing in the social media space of learning how to be a little bit more private, put it that way, for my safety. And not only that, it's very time consuming to make those videos that were really not too well received. And nothing has really changed. They're all the same concepts that I've used. I don't think I've integrated a lot of new things into my trading strategy. Let me just grab my drink, okay guys? It's right behind me. Sorry about that, and thank you for waiting. So now, in my opinion, if I were to take a look at this here, back to the technical analysis. So if I were to take a look at this section here, that's my section of very high interest. Now, where is going to be my first region of very, very high interest? It's going to be a break, roughly around above, about 9,800. I'm guessing 9,700, okay? If we get to that 9,700 region, right around here, I will most likely end up accumulating or adding about 10 to 15% of my position size. Why? Because that's a pretty prominent region, okay? So then let's just say we're talking about the risk to right here. You know, right around this region, that's about a 4 or 5% gain, okay? It's pretty decent in my opinion. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Alright, so we're going to go over a lot of math in this video, and I think that you guys are going to be very glad that you took a look at this. So, I'm going to really break it down for you guys, right? We're going to do a Filicon style of analysis this time, guys. Okay, let's do this, guys. So, let's say we entered at 9,700 right here, okay? And then you're playing 1 Bitcoin. I'm just going to use that. Actually, I'm going to say 0.25 Bitcoin. I'm just going to use a round number of 1 Bitcoin as an example total. And I'm also going to talk about just buying a small percentage to get the ball rolling if there's a good feeling, right? Not feeling, but if there's a good trade to take and a really good risk to reward ratio to enter. So let's get back into the old style of Filicon crypto tactical analysis, okay guys? Let's say you entered at 9,700, okay? And and you put your stop at 9,600. And your targets are obviously going to be roughly 10K. It's going to be a really psychological number, right? 10K is going to be or close to 10K. And then we also have to factor this huge sloped resistance is what I'll call it, which looks beautifully drawn on the daily specifically, okay? So clearly there's going to be some resistance around this area. Now let's say we break it down a lot. And we're now on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, the 4-hour chart right here. You're going to get yourself a risk to reward of about 3 to 1. So then let's just say you're playing with 1 Bitcoin total. And then you added 25% of your position size, and the reasoning is this: you were only adding 20. This is what I'm talking about. I would do. So this, don't ever take this as financial advice, okay, guys? Always remember that I'm always just talking about it from my perspective and what I plan to do, which is usually pretty good most of the time for me. So then I'm adding 25% only to my position because I'm uncertain of this region here. First of all, I got this major resistance here. That's the interim high of $10,483. And secondly, you know, like there's this major resistance as well on the daily where you're drawing the slope resistance, right? So it's 2 major factors as well. Third major factor is this, is that it's, you know, around 10,500-ish, which is right where that interim high is also the 0.5 Fibonacci level. So there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't just click, you know, market execute and go 100% of your position size. You just don't want to do that. So now, let's say you did that and you're playing with 1 Bitcoin total, right? That's 0.25 Bitcoins. Your entry price is 9,700. Your target one's, we'll just go with our target there. Target 1 is 10,000. Stop loss is 9,600. That's a maximum loss of 1.07%. And this all factors in my fees already, right? So my fees are tiny. It's like 0.02% or something right now because of how much I trade. So yeah, someone asked me if I still trade once again, right? Yeah, definitely, guys. It's pretty fun to just kind of not have to worry about making trading videos, to be quite honest, once in a while. Okay, so then your maximum profit and my target growth is roughly 2.89%, or we'll say 3%. Losing $26, making $70, okay? And I'm also factoring in that I bought 0.25 or 0.25 Bitcoin already at $9,700 which is $2,425, okay? Now, let's say this is great. Okay, you can take half of your profit if you want, you know, have some house money, but let's say you didn't, right? Let's say you didn't. And then what ends up happening is this, okay? Let's say you ended up getting up to this region. We're talking about 10,200, 10,300, 10,400, roughly around those regions. And now we're going to do this as well, okay? we're gonna factor this in right here. We're gonna factor in what I talked about earlier, which is this. So now we're looking at a really big picture of looking for patterns that might repeat themselves. So now we confirmed one time that this got up to the 618 level, right? It was hard to argue with that because I proved it. 618 up there. It also went to 618 down here. Okay, therefore, let's respect the 618. Now, if we respect that 618 Fibonacci level, I made the camera smaller for you guys, by the way, okay? The most important thing for you to see is the middle region. I'm always very mindful of it. I'm making sure you guys are seeing the camera. So now let's just say as well that we respect this area, this region, okay? And we're gonna factor in slightly lower than it. You know, just a little bit lower, 10,250, we'll say. Right around there, you know? Or 10,200. Because it happened twice already. It might happen a third time. So respect that third time. Third time's the charm. Now you're already in that position and we actually do break out of here. This could be just some crazy bull flag, which it probably is in my opinion. Okay? Bull flags are amazing. Do you guys know what a bull flag is? Okay? Bull flag is basically something that just is a bull flag on the upside, right? Or, you know, it's a huge... Look on the weekly, for example. You're probably going to see a lot better. Exactly, right here. This is a flag going to the upside, right? It's making this crazy, awesome flag formation. And then eventually it breaks to the outside. So this is going to be a beautiful thing if it actually does happen. So now let's say it breaks to the outside. And now you're already in a position for a beautiful, and I'm talking about a beautiful gain, okay? Or a beautiful base price already. I gotta pull all the way back here, okay? Made it a little bit too... There, a little bit better here. Whenever I do a technical analysis, I have to listen to something very soothing now. Otherwise, or when I work, otherwise I don't keep myself calm. So do whatever you guys need to do to stay calm. Reason I'm turning on this kind of more relaxing type of music now is because, hey, if it's good for studying, right? You know, like slower, like instrumentals, music in general makes you smarter, in my opinion, and based on scientific studies. So I like to listen to things that are that have no words in them, put it that way. I want to hear my own thoughts. I want to hear something that's very conducive to my mind, that's going to relax it so I can think and be decisive and make good decisions, rather than listening to something, you know, like in a car, I'm going to listen to like rap or whatever, hip hop. But when I'm working, it's a very different environment. You need something that's very conducive for work, and this is really good for me. So, once again, we got that base price already of 9,700. And then now we say to ourselves, wow, this is actually breaking out. Okay, so I'm going to probably show interest, very, very high interest, okay? If it gets to roughly, like, if it breaks till around 10,250, that's probably going to be my area of interest. Depending on the volume, because keep in mind, I'm talking about this major resistance here, okay? Right around there. It's such a big resistance to me because of 3 reasons. One, again, it's the flagpole's resistance for that slope, okay? 2, it's the interim high for right here. Right there, okay? Second point, see it? 3, it's also the 0.5, near the 0.5 Fibonacci level. So I really want to get an aggressive entry, and I don't want to wait for confirmation too much. So my area of confirmation will be based off of 2 things. 1, level 2, and 2, a huge spike of some sort, okay? And volume, basically. So level 2 and volume must be present. When you say how much volume, I don't know. There's in a very short period of time where the level 2 looks very bullish, where there's a lot of people wanting to buy up, and the level 2 just market orders are being executed. There's big stacks of people who are bidding to drive up the price, so there must be a lot of demand is what we're looking for, and hopefully there would be very little supply, because if there's a huge demand and little supply, that's how you get a big spike up, right? No liquidity, but huge supply People are holding to buy it up or sell off at a higher price point. So therefore, if I were to get an entry, I don't know where it's gonna be. So let's just be as conservative as possible, okay? A conservative entry would be probably a break above this interim high, right near the golden ratio. So right here maybe. So let's just say from my perspective, I'm super, you know, let's just say I added, all right, let's just say now I do want it. I'm gonna go with both scenarios, okay? Let's do this. Let's just say that I want an aggressive entry. I got in at I'm already up, keep in mind, at this point. So now my entry price will be 1,250 or 10,250 right here, okay? And we're not going to talk about a stop loss quite yet here because we're assuming that this is the target, right? 10,250 or 11,250 to 11,500. That is the targets. Somewhere between there, slightly below, and somewhere in between the golden ratio, just around there. So now I'm gonna go with 200. Let's just say we ended up getting. Now we go with 0.125. That's it. Okay, and then we're gonna buy this guy here at 10,250. So now our base price is actually 98.83. Okay, that's basically what we're looking at right here. Don't worry about this section right here. This is just talking about yeah, this is just for mathematical calculations. Don't even worry about that right here, this column. So now, okay, now we actually get that confirmation we're looking for, and then the next entry would be actually around. Actually, yeah, we can go 25% there actually. Okay, let's go with 25.25. Let's just go with that. Yeah, that's perfect. So now our base price is 99.75. Okay, and now we finally get the confirmation of the breakout above this particular region. Okay, above 10,583. So now we're just gonna go with buy on the breakout at 10,600 because then the volume and everything is present. So then if I were to go with this particular scenario, I now have a wicked entry with the base price of $10,287 for one Bitcoin. So now I evaluate my risk, and then my risk is going to be something like this. Okay, I'm entering at 10,283, or is it 87? I can't remember. I want to be very precise. 87. Okay, 87 right there. I got my target at the minimum at 11,340. That's the minimum right here. And now my stop is going to be roughly probably 10,100. And I got myself a pretty wicked risk to reward setup right here. Okay, where I'm risking about, I'm probably going to go with about 2%. So I'm going to go with maybe 0.75. Okay, there you go. So now I got 2% risk right here. And then now I put everything in here. I talk about my entry price of one Bitcoin total. And now I've got my entry price of 287. I got my stop loss at about 10,075. 10,075 or 10,750. And now my target is 11,340. And now I've got myself a pretty good, oops, this is, whoops, why am I doing this? Hold on. I meant 10,075. That's why. There you go, guys. So now I got myself a risk to reward of 4.97. Okay? And you know what? You know how good my Excel spreadsheet is? What's my risk? 4.97, right? Make sure you guys have a really good Excel spreadsheet. Mine is so accurate. So now this is my $10,000 position that I'd be playing with one Bitcoin, and purchase price when you dollar cost average it, this everything right here, or not dollar cost averaging, you're now factoring the risk at each level that you're going, right? Now this is just, and you guys can reevaluate your risk how you want, okay? So do you remember the second entry that I made at 10,250? Here, if it doesn't go your way, you're already up, right? So this is assuming 3 cases that it goes all the way up to these specific price points, because I've got my targets in mind already. So then if it actually gets to these specific price points, wicked, right? The first one there, hey, you had a chance to lose $25. Do you remember that? It was little, okay? Super little. And you had a chance to make 75, and it was a risk of 3 to 1. Second one was really amazing. No, the second one I didn't do. But if that one fails, right, it's fine, $25. But let's say it does succeed. And then now you're going to enter your second position. It's up to you to reevaluate your risk and what you want for your stop loss. This is just what I would personally do. Me, I'm banking on all 3 of them hitting these levels so I can target $11,340 like here, okay? So let's just say it even went higher, 10,000, 10,500-ish. Amazing, okay? Let's just take these 2 scenarios right here where we're going to take the low end, which is, the low end is 11,250 actually, okay? We're going to go 11,250, okay? And the next one is the top end, 11,544, okay? 11,544. So now I'm actually looking at it completely from many perspectives now. So now, if you take this specific scenario where you're entering at 10,287, your target 1 is now 11,250, right? And keep in mind, guys, I need to be very clear that these are just examples, okay? Do not ever try to copy my trades if you don't have the same type of skills, because things change so dynamically. Actually, don't ever copy my trades. Always trust yourself with your own money. Don't ever trust a stranger with it, right? So yeah, for all you know, everything could be scripted. I've been paying some guy 3 years to do this, to tell me what to tell you guys. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's always good to make your own decisions, put it that way. I'm just like a beacon. It's up to you guys to learn how to drive the boat. So now you're targeting 1 at 11,250. Why? Because you're conservatively targeting. And the main logic for that is because this one down over here, it only retraced barely to the 618, and just by a little bit. And guys, stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you how my weekend was. I don't know if you guys know me well, but I'm a little bit wild outside of work, as you guys kind of know. And I have like a lot of wild stories. They're very PG rated though, so don't worry about it. Actually, not too PG. So here, it barely retraced the 618, right? Just almost grazed it, but not quite. Therefore, by that logic, I don't want to screw myself over and miss it, right? Just because I'm expecting to get just 618. Therefore, by that logic, I'm going to target slightly below. Right here, okay? Targeting slightly below, down over here at 11,250. And then the next one, the target 2 up there, is up over here at the high end, at the golden ratio. That's the highest. But I don't really want to go that high. I'm not that optimistic about it. Let's just go with 11,500. Okay? Because this way now, at 11,500, it's slightly below it, right? Not exactly there. So it's a good range. So now on the maximum end, and my stop loss is now 10,075. Okay, I got a chance to lose 2%, and if these were to hit my targets, I would hit it at a 9.16% growth, and then the maximum growth, if it were to hit my target 2 at 11,500, I would be up 11.59%. So I have a chance to, and my risk right now is 5.72 to 1. So in my opinion, this is actually a really good evaluation of entering here. Been thinking about this for a long time, guys. And you know, honestly, like this kind of stuff I don't like to share. I don't like to share because these are like kind of my really serious deep thoughts about, you know, money that I make, right, for myself. And as much as I love to help everybody, of course it's also not the safest, put it that way, right? So so this kind of information, guys, like you'll get in small doses, right? And when I share it, I'm really serious about my positions, because this is what I do full-time for a living for over 2 years, actually 3 years almost now, full-time trader living at home, right? So take it with a grain of salt, but also know that I know as well that nobody does on YouTube what I do, which is provide this type of ridiculous educational content with only you in mind, that's structured, and I actually live trade. Like, you know, all I'm saying is that I hope that you guys appreciate watching these videos as much as I appreciate making them for you, and enjoy it as well. So then now you get a chance to win about $1,192 for an 11.59% gain. So to me, when you price average it out to that, it actually works out really well. And this is the bullish scenario. So we have to respect, once again, that golden ratio. So let's summarize this really quickly, what I'm talking about here for the bullish view. The bullish view is that this is a flag scenario. Okay, we retraced down, when we came down here to up there, we retraced 618 up. When we went from here to here and we came down, we retraced 618 down. So now when we go from up here to down here, I expected to retrace 618 up again. And that's going to be one of my main targets. And now that we have that main target originally, we're going to say to ourselves this, that we want to accumulate above 9,700-ish, because that's a relevant point, right? In my opinion, just to get my foot wet a little bit, wade in the water, right? Just, you know, walking on the sand there on the beach, but not actually jumping in quite yet because it's still a little bit too cold. You're unsure of the temperature of the water, right? Got to get that moisture, feel that heat on your sand, right? Let yourself adjust to this water, and before you just go in there. So you go for a nice little 5-minute walk first of all by the water there, right? And then, you know, the sun gets a little bit brighter, right? The day's going by, it's almost noon now, and the sun's just heating up on you. It looks like it's a good time to go in now. Maybe I should walk in a little bit further, right? Maybe get up to my waist now when I'm at the beach. And then, you know what? It's looking really good, actually. You're starting to get really comfortable. The conditions are right. The wind is blowing beautifully and creating this awesome warm breeze. The sun is just glowing and it's radiant. The sand is just bright right now. It looks very vibrant. And the heat's just bouncing off of the sand, reflecting the light on you. And then you're like, let's just all go in. All right, let's add the other. Like, who cares? I'm going to get all the way up to my neck. And then that's when you're ready to trade and enter 100% of your position. Because first, you got to get that feet wet, right? When things look better, you're going to probably enter more. Do you guys get my analogy that I'm trying to make to you? You just got to ease into things. But, you know, not everyone is one of those people that can jump off of a 10-meter diving board, right? Maybe you got to start off at the 1 or 2 meter first. So anyways, then we enter a little bit, then 10,250 would probably be one of my places to enter, maybe even 25% more, maybe not. If I want to reduce, if I want to take on, you gotta see risk as not just a number, right? I mean, the way I see it, I might even be less exposed by only entering maybe even 0.15 each. And then save the 70% for when I get some major confirmation, right? So either way, I'm just giving you a small roadmap to my thoughts on how I see managing my risk over time and over long periods of trades, right? So this is kind of what I do now. I have to admit that I day trade a lot still, but I also don't like to day trade. I like to swing trade a lot more. Because these longer term plans of mine, they've been tending to work a lot better for me in terms of scheduling my time. Yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated down the road. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And at the bear side, guys, I can't even present you a bear side right now yet. You guys got to give me some time because I got to do a more detailed Elliott wave analysis. And this video here, I didn't even talk about any indicators if you've noticed. No Elliott wave really, no like other than in the Litecoin one, no RSI, no MACD whatsoever. I just want to point out something here though, that according to the 3-day chart, we're still doing very well so far. According to the weekly chart as well, we are doing incredibly well. This is not a bullish spinning top to me. To me, this is a push to the upside. and a support now at the 21 EMA where it found it. Okay, so it's looking beautiful so far for the week. The week is not even close to closing yet. Actually, yeah, the weekly did close already. The weekly just started today. Okay, so just started literally like 2 hours ago. So other than that, I hope that you have found this refreshing, seeing me manage some of my risk and what my outlook is, to give you a clear example of what I would do and how it may impact a method of how you might treat your risk as well or manage it. Okay, so if you guys enjoy these types of videos, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, leave me a comment if you have any questions. I do like to reply back to questions, and I do appreciate you guys as much as you appreciate these videos, I'm sure. If you guys are still looking for some of that swag, man, go check it out, guys. A lot of my friends are getting them as well already. A lot of people are slowly starting to get them. It's been taking a while to process them, I have to admit, and I do apologize, but trust me, you're never going to run into any issues with you thinking that I'm running away with something of yours, okay? That is not in my blood, it's not in my culture, it's not in my DNA to ever take anything from anybody. So if you guys ever have a problem with the shipping or anything, just get back to me, guys. Like, it's so comfortable, man. I've been giving them away to a lot of people, and I kid you not, they are just so comfortable right now, and everybody's just in love with the quality of them because super durable. Give it a shot, guys. Like, the shipping could take anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks, actually 2 to 3 weeks at most with processing time and stuff. So yeah, have yourselves a great night, guys. Thank you so much for the support and love, and I'll see you tomorrow for sure. Take care now. Bye.